Give the gift that roars at the Pantages Theater, February 2nd through March 26th. Visit BroadwayInHollywood.com.
Have you booked that trip to Ireland yet?
Press the green button and visit the island of Ireland. See Ireland.com.
Right now at 3, a move for the history books. The January 6th committee calling for criminal charges against former President Trump, what that means and what it would take to prosecute. Then holiday hate, a family's menorah vandalized, what helped police make a fast arrest and why the victims say they don't feel safe. And mourning LA's most famous cougar. With the passing of P-22, we're talking to the photographer who snapped the iconic shot that launched a movement.
The NBC4 News at 3 starts with breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Anusha Rasta. Michael is off today. We begin at 3 with breaking news. The U.S. Supreme Court issues a temporary stay to keep Title 42 in place. That's the COVID-era immigration ban that was set to expire on Wednesday. 19 Republican-led states asked the Supreme Court to intervene, saying that lifting the ban would cause a crisis at the U.S. border. The city of El Paso in Texas has already declared a state of emergency. Its border processing center now reportedly at 4 times capacity. Title 42 was first implemented during the pandemic, giving federal officials emergency power to block migrants from entering the U.S. based on public health concerns. And more breaking news in Venice, a burglary suspect with a sword triggering a standoff with police. Let's go now to Eliana Moreno. She's live for us in News Chopper 4. Eliana, what do you know?
Anusha, this is an ongoing SWAT situation here in Venice at Santa Clara Avenue and Abbot Kinney Boulevard. This has been working since about 12:30 when a possible burglar went into what looks like a home behind a business, and he is armed with a sword. Now, at this point, it is unclear where the burglary occurred or what he was able to get away with, and it's also unclear if anyone is in that structure with him, but it appears to be that white home that you see there. And this does have streets here in the area shut down. Abbot Kinney, which is a major thoroughfare here through the Venice area, is going to be shut down in both directions while LAPD officers along with the SWAT team try to convince this possible burglar to peacefully surrender. That's latest here in Venice in News Chopper 4. Let's send it back down to you in the studio.
Eliana, thank you. Now to the January 6th Capitol attack. In their final public hearing today, the House committee voted to make criminal referrals to the Justice Department for former President Donald Trump, his lawyer John Eastman, and unspecified others. The committee argues that the former president was at the center of efforts to illegally overturn the 2020 election and direct a violent mob to the U.S. Capitol. This is the first time in U.S. history that Congress has taken such action against a former president. Now, I spoke with NBC Nightly News correspondent Ali Vitali last
any legal weight, meaning that when they get to the Department of Justice can decide whether or not they think there's enough evidence here to prosecute. Because look, for the committee, they are playing in the court of public opinion, not a court of law. But in my conversations with lawmakers after today, the reason that they're putting forward these specific criminal referrals against both former President Donald Trump as well as one of his lawyers, John Eastman, is because they feel that this is where they've presented enough evidence for DOJ to actually move and successfully prosecute.
And Allie, the purpose of the committee was to find out why the attack on the Capitol was able to happen today after a 1.5-year-long investigation. What evidence did they re-emphasize supports their conclusion?
Look, the main focus of their investigation has been and continues to be former President Donald Trump. It's why one of the criminal referrals that they leveled against him today was for inciting or assisting an insurrection. That is a major